Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a real treat today. I have the pleasure of introducing a man who has served as a driving force of the Newport News Sheriff's Office since January 1st, 2006. He has instituted significant policy changes. His responsibilities extend to handling a budget that exceeds $15 billion and a staff that exceeds 220 people that provide a mirage of functions that include maintaining the custody and care of more than 620 prisoners, the protection of our courts and judges, the services of court documents, and the enforcement of the laws of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Sheriff Morgan is the executive officer of the courts. He is extremely committed to maintaining a greater quality of life for all citizens of the Newport News City, and he works tirelessly on numerous social and community issues. He has instituted quality professional staff development. He has instilled leadership, improved employee morale. He is vigilant on continued improvement of the jail facility environments, health, and safety standards. His vigilance extends to the community relations and civic activities. He is a graduate of the University of the City of New York at Albany and the Army's Command and General Staff College. It is a pleasure to serve under and grow into a better understanding of my own potential under this gifted guidance. It is without further ado, I introduce you today to Sheriff Gabriel Morgan.
She obviously wasn't looking at me when I was going like this. This ain't about me, folks. And if I saw that, I would have stopped her a long time ago. This is actually really about someone who has been a lifelong resident of Newport News. This is really about someone who has been involved at the core of what happens in Newport News for many years. Just about every single election that has gone on in Newport News, probably over the last decade, to include when I ran for sheriff, I had to debate that man. Yeah, that's right, I had to debate him. He was on the other side. So he's been there. He's been in the trenches. But more importantly, he represents what Newport News is about. Rob Coleman is a person who has what I call fierce independence. When I say fierce independence, he's the kind of guy that look me in the face and say, "Sheriff, you're crazy." I don't think that's a good thing, you know. And I value that in him. The other thing is, when you deal with Rob Coleman, what you get is you get dedication. That's the one word I can use to sum up his qualities: dedication and commitment. If Rob said he's going to do something, he's going to do it. And no matter what it takes, no matter how hard he has to work, he's going to do it. When you look at his community service, besides working on just about everybody's campaign, Rob volunteers with the Boys and Girls Club. He helped organize a golf tournament for the food bank. He even did a dart league tournament to benefit the food bank. So it's not just about his job as a civil servant, because for 16 years he's been on the front line trying to make a difference. Folks, let me tell you something. When he came to me and said, "I want to run for the North District," I looked at him and said, "Is Jamie in it? Jamie, where are you?" All right? I said, is Jamie in it? He said, I think so, but I got to go back and talk to him. I said, "Rob, let me say this to you. Don't commit to this unless she's in it." He came back and he said, "She's in it." I said, "Well, if she's in it, then go for it." And I'm going to tell you something. He ran out the gate and he never stopped. Folks, I'm telling you, what you get in Rob Coleman is a dedicated public servant with more than 16 years of experience in public safety, community service. He's a product of a Korean mother, a veteran father. He understands the military, and we have a high military population here in the North District. He has a great understanding and a great relationship with businesses in this city. And we all know that the North needs some revitalization. So I'm going to tell you right now, with all of those qualities, I can't think of anyone else that would be able to serve the North District in that capacity. But before I bring Rob Coleman up, I have to say thank you to Madeline McMillan. She served for a great number of years. She served admirably. She was a person of conviction. And you know what? This isn't an easy job when you get elected, as John Miller can attest to. It's not easy. And folks are going to go at you just because. So I thank Madeline for her service. Also, I'd like to acknowledge Senator John Miller standing in the crowd. He just went through a tough campaign, and I'm telling you right now, Senator, I'm glad you're where you are today. So thank you very much for your service. Without further ado, with your help, with your dedication, we can make Rob Coleman the next council person from the North District of Newport News. Rob Coleman.
Thank you so much, Gabe. I can tell you the shoe's on the other foot right now. I'm usually introducing Gabe to crowds of folks, but it felt a little weird, but felt kind of good. Thank you again, Gabe. I just want to thank each and every one of you for coming out today. Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful sunny day. It's a little brisk, but we're going to be going inside here soon to enjoy some refreshments, a little reception we have. But thank you so much for coming out today and supporting me. Like Gabe did, I'd like to acknowledge Senator John Miller. Also, congratulations on your latest victory. Woo-hoo! It was hard fought. And let me tell you, I really respect John. If you knew anything about this past state senate election, they threw the kitchen sink at the man. And, he kept to what he believed in, and he did it the right way, and the right person won out in the end. So thank you, John. And also, like Gabe said, I'd like to thank Vice Mayor McMillan for her years of service to this city. She did an admirable job, like Gabe was saying, and her dedication to the citizens of the North District and to the citizens of Newport News is highly respected. So thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd like to introduce my family. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here today. My mother and father, Jim and Kim Coleman.
Hey,
My brother.
Come up there.
Oh, come on up. Come on up. My brother Larry Coleman. And also, not only my wife, but my best friend, my biggest cheerleader, my biggest supporter, my confidant, my wife Jamie, and my son Jacob. Woo-hoo! I just want to say I'm truly humbled to be here, to have you all here, friends old and new, friends from high school, from my childhood, friends from the sheriff's office, my brothers and sisters in arms, and members of the elected community, also all of you community leaders. And also want to thank Mary and her staff here at the Warwick Courthouse for maintaining such a beautiful piece of Warwick County history. It is a special place. And since we're talking about history, let me give you a little bit of history about myself. In Seoul, South Korea in 1970, a sergeant with the U.S. Air Force and his beautiful Korean bride were anxiously awaiting the arrival of you-know-who. And in February of 1971, my mother chose to deal with the difficult situation of leaving everyone and everybody and everything that she knew to come to a strange new country with her husband. I can't even imagine the anxiety and knew that the United States held opportunities for me and for our family that could not be matched anywhere else in the world. So soon after I was born, we were on an airplane headed for New York, ready to start our new lives together. My parents found a nice home in my dad's hometown on Long Island. My father started working for Mohawk Airlines, which later became US Air, at JFK Airport. And my mother was busy raising me and expecting the arrival of my brother Michael, that unfortunately couldn't make it today. He lives in New York. In 1972, my parents took a trip down to Virginia for the first time to visit some friends. And were they impressed? My mom and dad thought Newport News would be a great community to raise their ever-growing family. So 18 months later, my father got a transfer from JFK to sleepy little Patrick Henry Airport. And we were moving into our new townhouse in Turnberry Wells. And here it is almost 40 years later, and I still call Newport News my home. My wife Jamie and I have decided to raise our son Jacob here in the North District. And just like my parents, we realize that Newport News is a community full of opportunities and promise.
Yes, sir.
Thomas Edison once said, "Opportunity is missed by most people because it's wearing overalls and looks like work." Well, let me tell you, I put my overalls on, and I'm going to continue to ensure that everyone in the North District is given those opportunities. Every child in the North District deserves to grow up in a safe neighborhood, a neighborhood free of drugs and of gang members. And over the past 16 years, I've tried to achieve that goal with the Newport News Sheriff's Office. From volunteering to fingerprint children with the Identikid program, to assisting young adults with obtaining their GEDs. I am a full believer in if we let our children know that we care about their futures, it'll have an everlasting and profound effect on them. I will use my knowledge, understanding, and professional relationships through my experience to positively impact the North District with new and evidence-based approaches. We also need to create opportunities for businesses large and small in the North District, and we need them to be successful. The safety and success of our community relies heavily upon a strong and healthy local economy. With these difficult economic times, it'll take innovative and resourceful ideas to get us there. I will utilize my strong relationships with elected officials, community leaders, and business owners to develop and secure a business-friendly environment that creates jobs and revitalizes the North District. Last but not least, every citizen in the North District deserves to have their voice heard. I was recently in New York visiting my grandmother, and I was just amazed at the diverse population that lived in her area. The area we visited was made up of people of all walks of life. They were raising their children, they were working hard, and they were trying to make the most of the opportunities they were given. I was immediately reminded of the North District. In my opinion, the North District is the melting pot of Newport News. Our community is comprised of hardworking, caring people representing all parts of our city, country, and world. And with them, they bring values and perspectives that make the North District a special place to live. Developing relationships of mutual respect and trust with our diverse population is essential for the success of the North District. With my background, personally and professionally, I feel I have the ability to relate to people and their different points of view. Nowhere is that more evident than today. You represent what is best about our community. You are the families with strong values. You are the protectors of the community. You are the educators of our children. And you are the advocates for the less fortunate. You are the citizens that deserve to have their voices heard and their concerns taken seriously. You represent the heart and soul of this community, and with your help, we can ensure the opportunities a Yankee from New York and a loving mother from South Korea had almost 40 years ago are still available to our children today and to generations to come. Woo-hoo! It is this goal and my love for Newport News that brings me here today. And with that, I announce my intentions to run for the Newport News City Council, North District, Seat A. Thank you so much, and God bless.